Ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to take a look at KORTHIA, the brand new area inside the mall that's coming to the game in patch 9.1, Chains of Domination. But before we get into that, guys, just want to thank the sponsor of this video, and that is my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/MrGM. If you want to check me out streaming Chains of Domination or the Burning Crusade beta every single day, I'm over on twitch.tv/MrGM. Right, so KORTHIA, yes, we are going to explore KORTHIA. The PTR has literally come up just yesterday, and I've been questing here today on stream. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun, and I think really the biggest question that I see a lot of people asking is how big is this zone? And I think honestly the best way to do that is to just do a walking tour. We're going to kind of walk and talk about the zone and talk about the size, talk about the NPCs. Lots of cool things here, for sure, and this is obviously the main bulk of content that is coming in Chains of Domination. Maybe some spoilers along the way, potentially, but yeah, so this is kind of the main questing hub. This is called the Keeper's Respite, and this is where you're going to get your daily quests. There are a ton of daily quests in KORTHIA. That is going to be the main bulk of the content that you will be doing in KORTHIA. It will be daily quests, it will be the new reputation called Death's Advance, and you'll be getting obviously rewards through that. The actual content of KORTHIA itself, that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time, but kind of keeping it simple, it is just essentially daily quests for the most part. Right, so we're going into the main area now. We got some NPCs here, some of these brand new models. Actually use the Vicor model. Really cool looking, actually. Yeah, super cool looking new model. As you can see there, and if you want to see all the new models, obviously Wowhead do all that data mining and have all the models on their website if you want to check them out. But yeah, we're just going to kind of go into this area. A few, as I said, it is PTR. A few bits that just say like exterior and stuff, but this is the Scholar's Den. A few kind of just like normal stuff, like, the stuff you'd see around the mall. Just a kind of pile of dead attendants on this pile of rocks here. Pretty awesome, actually. The aesthetic is a lot different to the mall. Location-wise, it is just literally the southern part of the mall. The map is a little bit bugged out at the moment, as you can see, but yeah, this is kind of the map that we currently have of this zone. But it is nice that it is different to the mall. There is some kind of greenery, there is some trees. So yeah, it's kind of nice to have that difference between that and the mall. You also have these crazy little creatures that look like Digimon. So you can see this one here. This is a Fierce Hopper. Yeah, pretty wild looking. There is some mounts, of course, related to some of these NPCs, which we will take a look at, of course, in due time with all of our new videos coming up. But as we continue our journey through KORTHIA, you can see some of these big kind of glowing trees, some of the more sworn NPCs as well, kind of flying about. But yeah, for the most part, it's kind of not that dangerous. You go to the mall, like right now in 9.0, it kind of feels like you're constantly in combat, you're constantly being attacked, and that's something that definitely is not present in KORTHIA, at least in this area right here. This is kind of the Digivolve version of the other one there. This is actually a mount, obviously using the bear model. Yeah, you've got a little kind of area of these hanging out here in the north in the Mauler's Outlook. So if you want to know like how to get back to the mall from here, there is actually a flight path. They've added a kind of flight path type thing, or you can simply just wander up this way, and this will bring you straight back into kind of the southern part of the mall. The Beast Warrens, as I said, is where it's at, just at the bottom there. One really cool kind of aesthetic choice that they've done is like make these giant chains come out of the zone and go to Torghast, where you can literally see where the jailer has pulled KORTHIA in from the in-between and kind of smashed it into, you can see that the regular mall is just there. And as you can see, you can also mount in the mall as of 9.1 on any of your mounts that you'd like to do, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, so the jailer did kind of drag in KORTHIA from the in-between, so that's really neat. Just a nice little aesthetic choice there, and I do love those massive chains kind of dragging all the way over to Torghast, which is in the skybox. So, as we head over, you can see we're about halfway down the zone at this point. The quest area is over there, just to get your bearings. The quest area is just over there. We've just come from that direction. So really not the biggest zone in the world, but there is quite a lot here. I mean, there's lots of different NPCs, there's also new models, there's lots of exciting quests, and a ton of dailies, as I mentioned. There is just all the dailies. So this is the Devourer area here. One of the daily quests does bring you here, and the quest line for the actual zone as well does also bring you to this zone. And you can see these kind of alien-looking creatures here are pretty wild. There is actually a mount for those as well, which we will cover in another video. But yeah, pretty interesting for sure. So as we head over to this area, as you can see, I've got a few quests that we've been doing on the stream. But yeah, I mean, the color palette isn't as like mean and kind of aggressive as the mall, and I think that's what's nice about it. And there is trees, there is life, there is, I don't know, like Digimon running around. It's not the worst. Like, I really do love the design of it. I love the aesthetic. I think it is, you know, you can tell that it's kind of inspired by the Maw slightly, but also, you know, not directly exactly the same. So yeah, you can see these big chains here. This is actually where they've kind of gripped in, and it drags all the way over to Torghast up there, which is so cool. Obviously the skybox here also being really awesome. Yeah, slightly different to the Maw skybox, more yellowy and kind of red, which is really cool. So we're going to run out of this area here, hopefully not getting too much aggro from absolutely everything in the zone, but we should be able to get out of here nonetheless. There is also a pretty annoying bug on the PTR right now where you do just freeze up, and it drives you nuts. You lose your character for a little bit, and then eventually you will be able to log back into your character, but yeah, it's super annoying, especially when you're trying to kind of test things. So yeah, you can see one of the Maw Swarm guys here. This is one of the dudes that you've probably seen in the Maw or in Torghast. They're a little bit small. That was one thing I noticed. Like, a lot of the NPCs are kind of small in this area, and I don't know if that's a design choice or what, but it's definitely a bit strange. The other thing is that NPCs are super easy to kill. Did you see that? Yeah, we're only 202 item level as well on this character, so not exactly difficult at all, but we'll see what happens. It is only the first PTR build after all. So this area is really cool. This whole like section down here at the bottom is very much inspired by the Ouroboros kind of design aspects. Like, you can see this literally looks like a broken up Ouroboros, and you see that kind of design across the board here on the floor and in different areas. As I mentioned, there is obviously a ton of quests in this area as well, so you will be killing all of these guys and running around this area lots and lots. But yeah, you can see kind of like obelisk over there in the design of Ouroboros. But yeah, we are actually dying from stuff, which is funny because I literally just said that nothing was killing us, and now we are dying, but it should be fine. Should be fine. There we go. Okay, cool. So yeah, so we're pretty much done on this section of KORTHIA, to be honest. Like, we've got this little bit here, as I mentioned. So you've got these kind of like things. There's a few of these around, and I do like the design of them. I don't know if they've been directly taken from Ouroboros or they are brand new, but I do like the design of them nonetheless. There's another one down here. What's really cool as well is some of the attendants. This is kind of the area of the attendants that you've seen around Ouroboros, the floaty dudes. Some of them are kind of hiding around in like big rocks. You'll see that as you go through the questing, but unfortunately I can't show you one right now because there was one there, but it's not there, so how embarrassing. Yeah, so you got this big dude. Remember this big dude from the art that we saw at BlizzCon Online? He's the Skull Spike Devastator, and I did actually crash before when I attacked him, so I'm not going to do that this time. But yeah, let's just sweep up these real quick as we continue our little loop around the zone. There's a little named NPC here. We're just going to quickly destroy him. Okay, and off on our merry way we go. So we're literally going to come around this corner here and end up back at those cages that we went to at the start, and that's kind of the bulk of the zone. Now there is this area down the bottom here, which is kind of interesting, and we're going to talk about that in a minute when we get round to the cages again, but there is a few little bits around here. This is kind of a nice area with like nice yellow NPCs that aren't going to attack you, so you can just have a really good look at some of these brand new models of these creatures. I really do like this one. As I said, there is a couple of mounts designed around this creature here, so that's going to be super cool, obviously using the bear rigging as you'd imagine. But yeah, as I said, this is where the cages are, and that's essentially kind of all of it. Like, that's, as I said, like the bulk of it. There is this zone down here. Now, at the moment, there is no current way of like properly getting down there, but there is a way, and that way is to actually die, and there is a graveyard over there. So let's just jump off the edge here and see if we can get over to there. Okay, so that brought us to the wrong graveyard. Let's try that one again, all right? Okay, so let's try and die here. Now, that should bring us over there. I'm not too sure if that is meant to be accessible for players. We'll take a look at it in a minute. There is some kind of questionable things over there for sure. But hopefully this brings us just over to the Vault of Secrets. Yeah, so we're going to just take some rest sickness here because we can't get back over. Okay, so I guess this is probably the way over. I'm not going to click it, actually, but yeah, I guess there's probably another one of those around there somewhere. I definitely couldn't see it, so I don't know whether or not this is a one-way trip or it goes back and forth, but yeah, there you go. That seems to be a method of doing it. Potentially that's through the quest line. You know, when you do the quest line, maybe it just progresses the area into different phases. I'm not too sure on that. But you see these big crystal dudes, you've probably seen those around in different places. These are like yellow ones. I don't know if the yellow ones are new, actually. But you see, look, one of the big Bastion guys as well, the Mawsworn Bastion dudes. So definitely a lot of stuff going on. Kind of a little war going on as well, which is really cool. These are the Prime guys. These are the Madraxi, who have just gone straight in for the kill on the Maw Spawn here, which is really awesome. There is different, all the different Covenants are represented in this zone as well, so it's really cool to see that, and you see some Revendreth dudes as well. So this is the big building. This is the big area that I said that kind of looks like a bit like a broken Ouroboros, which is really awesome. So we're going to wander over to this big circle bit, and there's not a lot going on, not too much going on in this area. But it is really cool looking. I mean, this essentially looks like the Arbiter's area, but kind of smashed up and floating there, similar to like Nagrand or something like that. Really, really like the design choice. Really excited to see where the story goes in regards to this kind of area. As I said, this is the Vault of Secrets, the whole thing. KORTHIA is called the City of Secrets, so we've got some interesting stuff. We've got Mevix here, just chilling, doing nothing, probably related to questing. And as you can see, as we go through this big kind of door that we've seen very much in Ouroboros, it brings us back out to this area here. So, as I said, not the biggest area in the world. Obviously, this isn't a zone in itself, it's just a section of the Maw, so you can't really compare it to zones like Bastion and Madraxis, I suppose. It is 0.1 content as well, so, I mean, you compare it to 8.1, what do we get in 8.1? Invasions and a raid. So, for 0.1 content, I think it's great. At the end of the day, it's not the size of the zone, it's what's inside it, or how you use it, right? It's the daily quest, it's the rep, it's the kind of style of questing, it's everything, right? It could be the smallest zone in the world, but be great. And in my opinion, I think Mechagon was a really good zone, which is also very small, and I think it's definitely got some potential. I mean, it's very early days, this is the first PTR build. No doubt this zone is going to change exponentially over the next couple of weeks as we roll into launching this patch, hopefully in the summer. But we'll definitely see. But yeah, this is KORTHIA, the City of Secrets, and I hope you enjoyed my kind of walkthrough zone tour. As you can see, look, building small destroyed. Love that. Yeah, so I hope you liked my little walkthrough of the zone. Obviously, there's a ton of secrets here to be found, and no doubt people will find them over the next couple weeks of PTR, and I'm looking forward to kind of sharing that with you. And as I said, I am on stream. So guys, before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to my amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome, and if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. I've got a ton more 9.1 content coming. We've got so much to look at with this new patch, including this brand new mammoth running animation. Yeah, there you go. That's actually new in this patch. That's a weird coincidence. Yeah, so we've got a ton, guys. Please do subscribe. Looking forward to bringing out all of the content about 9.1 very, very soon. I've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members, and as I mentioned, I am now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. We've been doing a lot of this KORTHIA stuff. We've been doing a lot of the Burning Crusade Classic stuff over on Twitch, so if you want to check me out streaming every single day, twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.